I don't get. I can't follow what you guys are talking. How are things in the communication? I see some new people coming in.
Yeah. Well, I quite like it. Francesco is really doing a lot of work. So is Elaine. They're really busy with these two. Yeah, this multi-line components. I wrote some documentation for it. It's not finished yet, but I want to take over this part. Elaine has done so much already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, we have. Okay, so Alex sent us a few. Let me share my screen.
Yeah. And by the way, I really like get field instead of get element. It's quite nice.
What do you mean, get element?
Like the changes in ATK data. Just makes life easier. You know, instead of get element or elements.
Oh, that one, yeah. Yeah, it also gives you the correct type as well. Do you see my screen now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so here are the couple of things that Alex left for us. I suppose we might as well just go over them and close what we can. So, forms don't respect field caption. Salt. Yeah, I think we need to close this.
Yeah.
Okay. PHP extension. So I generally prefer third-party frameworks will supply their own implementation for URL. Okay, that's fine. Depending on how we go. That's generally so for the new applications. This is already possible. Okay, close this. Couldn't functions such as function. Yeah, I think it's there is no issue with that.
Yeah.
And ooh, you're on to you. Actually, that was done.
Yeah.
Couldn't
That's
it
well
find?
smart as closable.
Yeah, nice. He must just copy pasted it to all the issues.
Yeah, but it's good. I mean, I think at the moment it's a good 130 open issues in compared to a total of 800 issues now. It doesn't look too nice if you come as a new one to ATK. Wow, they only have 800 issues in total and still 135 open. This doesn't, you know, the initial number doesn't look right. Doesn't look too good.
Okay. Page object.
Yeah, I think there's quite some more we could close. I'll just check on some of mine.
So, yeah, so ATK UI to implement page object. And the only person who wanted that was Gaurav, I think, to be honest, and he's kind of didn't want it anymore. Expected concept.
I actually didn't understand really what the page object was for.
Yeah, me neither. Well, the thing is, no, it was in the old version of ATK. There was a page object which would, so your application would always create page object, and you would add everything inside the page, not inside the layout. But
Okay.
yeah, it's just we thought it's too much of a constraint, and that's why I didn't put it inside the new ATK as an experiment, and no one complained about it.
Yeah.
Okay, required sticky get arguments. That was again an experiment. Okay, closing this down. Feature add form support for contains.
Yeah, this is still in work.
So how is so that's what you've got 9 days ago. I think you showed us last week. Okay, cool. And okay, just making sure that all of those types are supported. And Imants did more work. Latest changes. We have passwords. We have drop downs.
Yep.
Okay, I see you committing to code as well, which is great. Well done, yeah. So I see you commit the code as well. We might need to put more tests though.
Yes, I'm still not too familiar with the normal way that UI tests are done for ATK UI, so...
Yeah, let's look into that. So, because Alain was adding a couple of tests himself.
Yeah.
And they are living in...
Tests.
Features.
Oh.
Here. Yeah, for example, view feature. So I think he added it together with the Vue.js. Giving on a specific page. So you always do that. This is irrelevant. This is not needed.
Yeah,
just
comment.
Yeah, just comment. And I fill in name with a test. And for submits, I should see. Yeah, so this I should see. I'm on, I fill in, I wait for, form submits. These all are specific patterns which are defined inside this file over here.
Yeah.
I should see. Well, many of them are actually implemented by Mink. Yeah, so this one is custom.
Yeah.
I use form with button. Form submits. There we go, right? So that's implementation. Wait until loading stops. I press button. Dump. So you already have a good selection of possible verbs to use, and you can add more if you want.
Yeah, so this renders into a Selenium test.
Exactly. The way how you can see, so even if you don't test them locally, all pull requests will be validated
automatically. Yeah.
Yes. So do you know where to go? I think it was 7.2. So it's only one PHP version which runs them, not all three. We're kind of being nice to Travis.
Yeah. And the Selenium tests just take time, huh?
Yes.
Yes, mine run like 15 minutes in total, I think.
15 minutes?
15 minutes.
Right.
And I have a lot of, I have a page with 20 inputs, and I just for example, I just wrote a script, say, fill in something at each of the 20 inputs, see if the save button is highlighted, remove what you just inputted, and see if it's not highlighted anymore, the save button.
Okay.
And yeah, it just goes automatically through each input field, and I think one page has like, let me guess, about 50 inputs by now, or 60 even. So this just takes time. That's why I actually wanted to look into para tests. Did you use that ever? For running?
I don't think you can speed this up. I just don't know how to do it. You can do, so Selenium has this thing called Selenium Grid, and the idea is that the multiple computers link together, and they can be running tests in parallel. but I never actually get to use that. So maybe now that I changed my work, maybe I'll get to do some of that now. Would be interesting. But for now, I've just been working on some mobile application pipelines, running tests on the native React apps.
Okay.
So we'll see. Yeah, but it's good, and I am learning new things as well. So these are the tests. Okay, that's a GS page test. For some reason, it's only GS tests. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I don't know why it only runs the GS tests.
Yeah, but then I'll just write some tests for multi-line if they are not there.
It should consider other features as well. So this is GS feature here, and it doesn't go into other features. It's not like it's failed, right? So it is successful.
It doesn't execute.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe that's something you can look into as well.
Yes, sure. Writing documentation and.
Oh, actually, I know. So that the reason why it is like this is because refactor total is a really old pull request, and back then we only had a small portion of unit tests. So if we look into something more recent, why did it? This is successful. So if you look into something more recent, yeah, 6 minutes. Wow, it's running for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then they look as well. They look nicer now. So all of them are running here. So that's filter features, JavaScript features, lookup features, Vue.js. That's the one we looked just a moment ago. Yeah, lots of code coverage results. And they all combined, and thanks to that, we have a pretty decent rating for code coverage. 76, which is
good.
Quite nice, yeah. Just shouldn't drop it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this out of the way, you guys working on that, that's great. Thanks very much for continuing to streamline that.
Yeah, well, I need it for a very important feature, so
yeah, okay.
I'm quite eager to push development.
Okay, cool. And then reform to form fields as form field.
Just something which, when we rewrite documentation, it would be maybe nice to do this for.
Yes, I agree. And this is, to be honest, this is something we could trust to someone else.
Yeah, I remember how confused I was. At the beginning when I started with ATK to really differ between form field and field, because documentation usually refers as field to both of them and move off.
Yeah.
And if we just call them form field always, it should make life easier for some newbies.
Right, but yeah, I guess I'll add help wanted for this as well. So lots of labels.
Yeah.
Okay. What else we have? Add ability to customize CSS.
Yeah, actually, I was too stupid to create a pull request for that. I know how to do it now. But
I see.
Alex was so kind to 795 to make a pull request for it.
So what does it do? Add ability.
Usually you have in a modal you have the header section and the content section.
Uh-huh.
And at the moment you couldn't change the CSS classes of the content section, which is quite important because the function add scrolling that you just have on screen there. It added the scrolling class to the main modal div. And if you put it there, it doesn't do anything. It needs to be the content div. So I fixed this, and
this looks great, man. This just looks great. Can we document that?
Sure.
So I'll assign you as a because Alex did a pull request for you. You could add documentation. Is it fine? Yeah. So we just need some mentioned in documentation, and that should be good. Yeah, unfortunately, with my effort to restructure documentation, well, that's for the all right, that's for the data. So we're kind of okay with the UI. It's all kind of there.
Yeah. Also, there's so much happening at the moment.
Yeah, you just need to add a mention, right? So you, I'll go through the files and adding tests as well, if you can. Add
Yes,
test.
of course.
So regarding the documentation, let me just find the file, which would be that's for the model, right? So do we have? Don't have it in the docs. There might not be.
There is something about modal in the docs.
Let's see. Yep, that is model. It's under JavaScript. We have model. So we have two models, and that's once again, which of those models is it affecting?
Yeah, the normal.
Yeah, that's normal.
Model, but the normal one.
Okay, so what you could do is just in this place we have the class and then 1, 2, 3 methods here, right? So simply because it's a new argument, you just add a new argument in here, and maybe a brief description, maybe one example underneath, and that's it. That should be more than enough.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that.
Yes, sure. Also something I needed.
Yep. Let's see what else we have. I'm gonna go ahead and approve that. So it's okay. Because I'm approving the change itself.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex.
So it's really only the two of us. Someone joining.
Okay.
Hello guys.
Hi, we're almost through all your agenda.
Yes, I saw my email. I'm late.
That's
But
okay.
Anyway.
No worries, man. No worries. We knew what we had to do, so we're merging things and ability to. Okay. So I think as far as ATK UI, we looked at everything. Is there anything happening in ATK data?
Besides 2 new sheets that were posted by Elaine.
Right, so Alain was asking if we could. Oh yeah, so when I talked with him last time, I asked him, could you break it down into individual issues for contains one?
Yeah.
System property set to false. So before he could implement his merge his big pull request, he needs a couple of changes here. So he created an issues, which is great of him, but he's not really good with ATK data. So Emmons is busy with a client lately, but we'll see if we could get him to look into these, because he did most of the work on contains anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he should be the right person to do that. So that's for him to create a pull request and then merge. This was a curious issue. Yeah, so we looked into this with Emmons, and
Actually, I didn't really know what. I didn't really investigate, and when I tried again, it worked. So
yeah, that's what we had as well. So it was really weird. There were no tests for this. That's for sure.
yeah, and Francesco wrote a nice test. So I think it just makes sense, because another test doesn't hurt, to add this test but close this one then.
So what Iman says, sometimes you have, you can use model and you could say get name, right?
Yeah.
That's one way, but also you could do model get field name, and then you call get.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes, they give you different results.
They shouldn't, huh?
They shouldn't, yeah. So it should be identical.
Yeah.
Is that equivalent to the array notation, or is it another thing?
The top line model get name should be equivalent to model and brackets name.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me add that as well.
So what's the difference actually?
It's just alias. It's just ease of use. That's it.
Okay.
Sometimes the people come and they don't like the way how we use model with the array, and we say okay, use get. Because like a model blah equals.
He is referring to me.
Okay.
No, not only you. There were multiple people who didn't like this format. Instead, like, okay, use set fine. Yes, the same thing.
It's just I would like my code working with objects to look like code working with objects. That's it.
Okay. And then we know it's not BC break, and it's actually not major.
And I don't think it's even a bug, at least.
Yeah, more like clarity and cleanup.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's consistency as well. So. Okay, the prioritized complicated word. All right. Do we have anything in core? I saw there was some work on reports.
Yeah, I still think there's still some get element and elements code in there. Exactly, there's the issue for it.
Exception from we should always use out field. Yeah, it should use out field. That's right. Well, it's not. I think these are unrelated issues. Is there any fix in progress?
I don't.
Try to fix.
Yeah, but it's not. I think. I'm not sure, but I think there's no replacement for get element yet. I'm not sure. Yeah, still using that element.
Well, sometimes it's fine,
Yes, sure.
but I don't think it is fine in this place. Yeah, we actually talked about having backwards compatibility for get elements, so it keeps working. But I don't know if anyone wants to implement it. I try and get at the point where it gets errors.
Just gotta say goodbye to my daughter.
Sure.
Ist da jetzt aber noch einmal?
Ja.
Ah, ganz was Neues. Gute Nacht. Ja, zeig mal, was du ist. Und dann müssen wir doch auch noch sagen.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything here. Order by group. Ooh. That's a new person. He had that commented line. Okay, set order. Okay. Why did he remove set order? How is this different? Order by query. Okay. Okay.
Maybe some people just don't know
Okay.
Gitter chat. They seem to work with it,
What?
but it's someone I've never seen in the chat, and I really am there a lot.
Do you want me to send him to chat?
Pardon?
Do you want me to tell him to join chat or what?
I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he's just silent. I just thought maybe, well, there's 103 people.
Yeah, actually, I was. So if you look at our chat and like scroll up a little bit, there's this checkbox, and if you hover, you see how many people. So we have Government here, Philip, and there are some people like Sean who are following and they're reading, but they're not communicating.
Yeah.
There's Kyle. Okay. ATK core or DSQL. Do we need to do anything in DSQL? Pull request. What was this? Implement action interface. Ah, yeah, okay, that's quite old actually. So the idea here is to have an interface result set, which defines method get row, and get one. And then expression would implement the result set. But technically, you could also have a different class implementing a result set, which means it's more generic. And this has been approved. Okay, so just go ahead and merge that.
I also saw a pull request on the validate ATK plugin made by Francesco, but I don't know what's its status.
Validate.
Yes.
Is there something like that? Oh yeah, there is. That's integration with Valitron. Good, yeah.
Yes, I started using it.
Okay, good, yeah. So a simplified version of the previous PR in place of write instance action count, action get one, is loaded count one, return true, is loaded must be 0. What is it actually doing?
I don't understand what it does.
So that's for the uniqueness. Essentially says that email must be unique.
Okay.
And the way how it implements, you create a hook, and whenever, for example, you save the model, it creates a new copy of that model. Says in this case, email equals the value user enters, and then you try to fetch the count of the emails.
So you see if it's one or more.
Yeah. So if you're saving the email and there is one, I think that's not correct. Actually, you should not be doing that. That's error, I think. But otherwise, it's a good idea. And I like that he creates a separate rule. Volume list. I'm not sure what these are. I'm gonna pass this.
Too bad he isn't here today.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can review it next week.
Volume unique.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. So Francesco can talk about it next Thursday.
Yeah, okay, so I'll just find that this count. Value list, value unique. It's weird. Okay, I'll leave him a comment. Okay, something like this.
Okay, you have a typo in client. Edit client B.
Yeah, I have lots of typos. Yeah, so we're adding conditions saying that we're looking for something with the email, and if the value is loaded, then the ID must not be this one.
Yep.
And then if Q count
One.
so something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I don't understand how it splits into 3 rules.
For that in my own software, my own implementation.
What?
I think I wrote a trait for exactly doing that.
Yeah.
I
Same.
think everyone has his own implementation of the feature because everyone needs it.
I have a method. Yeah. So I think if it's an ATK, that would be great.
You mean if it was integrated into ATK data as a...
Yes. Exactly. Let's see if I can
I'll
ping.
check and I could parse, paste my implementation and you can look at it.
Okay. Have we got anything else?
I can't actually. When we had talked about closing issues,
Yes.
we had also talked about grouping them into projects.
Okay.
But I can't add projects, so I can't do it.
All right. Okay. So is that for the UI?
Yes.
Okay. So project here.
So I don't
Creating
see
a
the
new project.
button.
Yeah. Let me check. I'm not sure how permissions work here.
Me neither.
Collaborators. What was this? Yeah, just Alex. Push to this repository can also manage issues, pull requests, and repository settings, including adding collaborators. Repository. Well, none of them mentions. None of them actually mentions projects.
Let me check. Did you save it?
Yeah. So I added you directly with the right permissions.
Let me check that I see the button.
Maybe there is a. Because quite, there's only 2.
I still don't see it, but anyway, let's leave it as is, and if I have any issue, because right now I still don't see anything in projects.
If I create a project for you, are you able to do stuff inside?
Let me check.
I just gotta take a phone call, I'll be back in
Sure,
a
yeah.
moment.
Okay. I don't think I can. I don't have any buttons to add. I went into the documents everything project, but I don't see any controls. I can only copy the link of
Yeah.
the files. Perhaps there's a project section we can pick up.
Maybe it's on organization level. I'm gonna just check that. So So if we go ATK, we have settings here, projects. There, organization project permissions. It's not that though.
No.
It's
Anyway, this is not an urgency, so
no, it's fine. Permissions can be managed in the project settings on a per project basis. Well, let's find what it is, because I want to understand that as well.
Okay.
So if I go here,
perhaps there's a project, I think there's a project options somewhere. Perhaps near your avatar on the right, on the top right.
So the project can be organization level, it can be personal level, and it can also be repository level. Edit, copy, settings. Nothing. Okay, let's see here. A project here. Yeah, here we have settings. So if it's Agile Toolkit level settings, then we can define the project. I suppose what we could do is create a project here. Test. Let's say it's project test. It'll be a public project. Why? So we can actually link multiple repositories. I guess that's even better. Okay, and then we should have settings somewhere. There. Collaborators. Okay, so yeah, can you check this now?
Yes. So I go to ATK.
Yeah, you go ATK, and it should have a projects tab.
Okay, I see one project.
Okay.
Yes, it's that one. Test.
Yeah, and in here you should be able to edit it as well because you're administrator. Okay.
Yes,
Settings.
I can edit it.
Yeah, so you can rename it into anything you want, technically.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you can add more projects, but if, you can start with one, and then if you feel we need another one, we can create another one later on.
Okay.
You can also invite people.
I'll see what I can do with this, and I'll let you know. Perhaps we could have one of those per repository, but let's see.
Yeah, I also yeah, so it's actually linked with multiple repositories. So I linked this with 3 repositories, but again, this is something you can modify. And I invited collaborators, which is Gaurav, Imans, Francesco, Philip, to also be able to edit. Which brings me to the question, when it comes to a team, you're not here. I'm not sure why I don't. Members. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so I invited you to the collaborators.
Great.
Should give you more permissions as well. All right? Thanks.
Thanks.
That should be it for today.
Okay.
Yep, I'm just going through some of the ATK UI issues that are open enough from me, and yeah, some
Cool.
of them are just crap because I didn't know how to do it properly. So I'm just closing them.
Okay.
Okay, so that's fixed. Many-to-many drop-down.
Yes, it's the drop down I had demoed you a few weeks ago. So I want to upload it somewhere so you can all take a look at it.
Yeah, so now that you're a contributor, actually I'm not sure. Do you want to create a repository under ATK for that?
I could. I see if I check if I have access.
So if you go here, click new. And if you might not have access, which is fine because you're not organizational admin, but we can create it and assign the permissions.
Okay, for me it's fine.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and create. So for the name, many-to-many drop-down.
It's good. It's descriptive, but it's a bit long, so that's why.
How about this?
I'm just asking. Many-to-many.
Yeah, and we can start with a drop-down, but eventually could also have additional tools.
Yeah, okay. For me it's okay.
Okay, so that will be empty for now.
Okay.
And we'll invite the team. Team contributors. Right permission. I can invite you as admin. And this way you should be able to do more stuff with this.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, just add stuff here, and once it starts to take shape, we will cross-link it from other repositories. Make sure you get some exposure.
Okay. Great.
The other thing, because you're admin, the other thing you could do is if you go under issues and click on labels, by default it's just 9 labels. If you look at the labels we have for, let's say, ATK UI, there will be loads of labels.
Okay.
So there is no way to create multi-repository labels, but it should be quite easy to replicate the ones which you think are needed.
Okay.
You just need like a I don't know. Just get the color of it. You can do it when you click edit, so you can copy that. But I'm not sure if you have edit here.
It's okay. We if there's need, we do that.
Oh, there you go. There's color there.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you next week.
Okay.
Yep. See you next week.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
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 Neresi?